Let's try that again. Thank you, Kayla, for pointing out that I don't have any sound. That would be a grade A mistake. So let's start that all over again. Not a big deal. So this is going to be a different kind of stream tonight. It's all right. You can be angry lurking. No big deal. So hopefully there's sound now. If there isn't, please put a comment in. As I was saying, as I'll repeat, Saturday I let everybody know that my 3D printer died. It was in the middle of doing this really cool helicarrier print and this cool color changing material, and when I got up in the morning on Saturday to check the print and see how the printer was doing, through a series of events it caused the firmware to fail and was irrecoverable. I spent the day talking with Ultimaker tech support since they were off for the Labor Day holiday, and they were kind enough to give me instructions on how to fix it. Now, normally this is something where you'd have to send the printer in. The hoops that they made me jump through to prove that I was both willing to take the risk, both in damaging the printer and, more importantly, the bodily harm that could come along with it, were quite extensive, including having to show that I have some acumen with electronics, which I think was covered by the fact that I own a 3D printing service bureau, as well as I had to show proof that I had another 3D printer and was able to print this stupid 30-minute print. Now, actually, my employee Oren was kind enough to go to our other shop where our FDM printer's at and print this for me so that I could get this done tonight. This is basically something that goes into the plug on the printer when you are taking it apart, so that you don't somehow accidentally decide to plug it in while you're working on it. I don't know. But anyway, I had to show them that I actually printed it and that I had it in my hand before they'd send me the instructions on how to do what I'm about to do on stream. And as you may see from the weird camera angles where normally the printer shows up, where now you're just seeing my fat ass, I am going to be building my new gaming chair, because I have been streaming on a DX Racer chair for about 4 years, and I love that chair, but as you see on my stream, I stream with a green screen background, which is also not present, so you can kind of see how the sausage gets made here on Sinful Savior's stream. It blends in with that green screen, and it kind of looks weird on the stream, and I wanted to get that fixed. So when SecretLabs announced their Cyberpunk 2077 chair, that was going to be limited edition, and if you know me, there is nothing more I like to hear than limited edition. So originally the plan was going to be a whole Cyberpunk 2077 return to streaming for me, where I was going to stream the game, and I got the new Xbox One X Cyberpunk edition, and I was going to do Cyberpunk prints and all this fun stuff. But that didn't happen, because the game, as many of you know, has been delayed and delayed. But I'm going to put the chair together at least, so we'll have that to enjoy until November when the game comes out. And it's allowed us to enjoy a couple other really cool, fun 3D printing weeks that we've done here, from Shark Week to the Marvel Avengers stuff. We're going to have more of those themed weeks as the year goes on, and as bigger games come out around the holiday season that I want to get into. And as always, I'll be printing Destiny stuff. So tonight I'm going to start with getting the ultimaker set up, or I should say torn down, and starting the reflash on the firmware, and I am going to then put the chair together. Hopefully I get it done quick so that I can get to some gaming tonight. You know, it's still, that part's still in my blood, and I want to get that done more than anything else so that I can play something tonight, so I can unwind a little bit. So yeah, as I do this, feel free to ask me any questions about 3D printing, ask me questions about my setup, ask me questions about how I stream. I love to help everybody from content creators to just people starting out with advice on equipment, advice on stuff they should buy if they want to do some tinkering at home and some actual crafting at home. You can't see any of the other cameras, but I've got in this apartment, I've got a thermal printer and a heat press, so I've got experience doing a lot of kind of cool crafty stuff, so bring on the questions. So with that being said, let's get started. So if the sound kind of sounds weird, it's because I only have one mic, and I'm going to try to position it in a way that you can hear. My voice does project pretty far, so hopefully we'll be all good. The first thing that they want me to do is take off the air filter station. Which of course is zip tied to tied. So we're going to take this off. Set that aside. And we're going to do a couple of software things first. Now, in order to reflash the firmware, they need me to flash a micro SD card with the firmware that'll allow me to get back to where I was. I'll have to reset everything on the printer, recalibrate it, redo everything. But better that than having a dead $10,000 printer. So we are going to start with getting an SD card in here. And we're going to flash this card. Storage disk. I probably should make sure I don't have any photos or anything on it, considering I do use this with my GoPro, and I use it with... I do. Shoot. Okay, so I'll have to take a different card. Let's try one of these tiny ones. I don't think there's anything on this. Okay. 16 gig. Alright, I gotta activate this Apple Pie Baker, which is what they recommended I use on a Mac to reformat this. Disk access. Okay. Isn't this fun? You know, it would be nice if they just made this easily accessible. I mean, I get that they don't want users tinkering around with their the innards of their printer, but honestly, for what I paid for this thing, they should let you do whatever you want to do with it. So I have to click Apple Pie. Alright, there we go. Let's relaunch it. Pie Baker. I'm going to open up this so that if anybody's chatting, I can see it right here on this dashboard. Alright, select the disk. File to disk. This would be this restore image. Oh, this disk is no good. Alright. Third time's a charm. It's a good thing I got so many micro SD cards. One of these has to work. right? Let's try this one more time. Alright, we're gonna just do this as fat erase. Tell you, just a few minutes of streaming without a chair, and I can tell you being 37, almost 37, makes me really miss having somewhere to sit right now. Alright, so let's try this again. Generic storage device, file to disk, re-imaging of it. Alright, restore in progress. Well, that's going. Let's disconnect the printer. Now, one of the things that sucks is this filament is stuck in the printer because it failed partway through, and I don't think I can get the print head out. I'm going to have to clip the filament. Nope, nope, I didn't. Well, that's a small win. Alright, filament is out. That button too back. That one, unplug the thing. Okay, it is unplugged. I don't know what just happened. Just said that it aborted. Well, that doesn't seem right. Preview. Alright, we're going to assume that this is actually flashed. Alright, well, let's... reopen this PDF so I can open. Okay. Move my laptop out of the way. Move my iPad out of the way. I'm going to use this as a makeshift workstation. I'm going to ground myself. And this video is not sponsored by, well, anybody. It's certainly not SecretLabs, although if they want to reimburse me for the chair, great. Nor is it sponsored by iFixit. I just really like their tools. They make a good tool set. Nice and compact, has everything I need for all the computer and electronics repair that I do. Grounding myself so that I don't kill myself. Clip it in once I start opening this thing up. So I need screwdrivers. Whoop. right. I'll switch hands that I ground myself to. And me are going to ground myself to the building itself. Alright. So they want me to remove the bottom of the printer, which they don't give me any diagram for. They just say remove the bolts that secure the bottom. Okay. Well, that's terrifying. And a whole bunch of do not remove this panel. Well, I'm about to remove that panel. So I need a T10 security. T10. There we go. Alright, let's get removing. How about everybody out there? Anybody void their warranties by taking their electronics apart even though they're not supposed to? Or do you view it as a challenge? I have personally always viewed it as a challenge. And honestly, I have electrocuted, well, I've shocked myself. When I was 10 years old, thereabouts, I took apart a, what were they called? DivX player? It was one of these early attempts at preventing digital piracy where you could, you rented or bought a DVD that could only be played in a DivX player for a certain amount of time before it became unplayable. So you'd only pay like $4 for the disc, but then it would become unwatchable, so you have to either buy a proper copy of the movie or go get another disposable one. And I took it apart in an attempt to determine how it actually achieved this, and it led to my very first US patent that covers DVD encryption using a hardware key. If you look up Kent Magis on the USPTO website, you'll actually find my name attached to it for the Hyper DVD. Developed that for my dad's company, which at the time was called Hyper CD. But in taking that thing apart, I gave myself my first really nasty fucking shock. And it was the first of many. Okay. So we got this open. This is a speaker cable. I don't even think I really need to take it off. No, I don't. I can work with it like this. So this is the part they don't want you to touch. Because there's capacitors and things that even though this is off, it is storing energy. Let's come in for a second. Let's make sure I do what they asked me to do, which is to take this thing and put it there. So, done. I won't accidentally plug it in now. Don't understand that. That's the weirdest safety precaution I've ever seen. But what do I know? So wow, this thing is really, this expensive printer is really powered by nothing more than a Raspberry Pi. No shit. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, so they want me to, I took the panel off, and now they want me to connect my micro SD card, put the tool on it, with the image of the safely move the SD card, gently place the printer, move the cover away from the printer, disconnect the printer speaker cable. That's dumb, there's no reason to do that. Insert the SD card into the slot on the Ultimaker S5 main board. So just insert it into the Raspberry Pi. Okay. Easy enough. Done. Reconnect the power cable. Turn the printer on. Secure the bottom with only a few bolts. Well, okay, this was, I mean, look, I get they want you to be safe, and they don't want you opening up a printer that normally has to be serviced by technicians, but, you know, all things considered, I've taken apart a lot of stuff in my life. That was pretty basic. Now I gotta take this off again once I plug it in and make sure that the firmware is updated. But man, that was way less involved than I thought it was gonna be. And way less exciting than I was hoping it was gonna be. That is a shame. Alright, so I'm gonna put 2 opposing screws back in. That should be good enough. I just alligator clipped the fuck out of my finger. Alright, take this stupid thing out. Let's see if I fixed it. Moment of truth. Crap. Okay. All right. So that didn't work. Let's try this again with a different SD card, and maybe we'll have better luck. I don't know if I'm too pro. I think I'm just dumb enough, or smart enough, or some weird, horrible combination of both to just do something stupid. I would gladly give people their money back. I give it back in way of free 3D prints. So hopefully I get to raffle something off tonight, because that's really the whole point of this show. Let us try this again with a different SD card and a different everything. Yeah, I know that power plug blocker. I want them to refund me the cost of the 10 cents of PLA plastic it took. I mean, they would send me one for free, but they told me it would take 2 weeks to print something that only took 30 minutes. What was the Velcro one? I tested it a little bit. Alright, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to reformat this one. Pretty sure this just had my hyperlapse of me driving to Michigan to get my Corsair 1000D case, as well as a speeding ticket for my troubles. So whatever's on it, it can go. It's fine. Oh, can't go if the reader falls out of the computer. That's more problematic. Alright, so same song, different verse. Let's try this again. Apple Pie Baker. Which seems to be frozen. This is one of those nights where nothing's gonna go easy. Watch me, I put 5 of these SecretLabs chairs together because they are the only chairs I use in my office. And it'll take me an hour to put this one together for some stupid reason. It'll be missing a screw, or my fingers will fall off, or who knows. Okay, 32 gigabyte generic disk. They also tell me I only need 1 gig of storage, but I'm going to use a 32 gig disk for it, because who the fuck gets a 1 gig micro SD card? Okay. Try this again. Top away. SD card here. Put the printer back on its side. This thing is so heavy. Alright. Make sure we use the all-important plug blocker. Ground myself again. And let's try this SD card. Everything I learned about 3D printing were steps along the line revolving these kinds of printers, FDM printers. So as much shit as I may talk about them sometimes, as much of a pain in the ass as this seems to be, I would not be where I am in my business if it weren't for printers like this. And as far as FDM printers go, this one's pretty great. I mean, where'd that SD card go? No! Maybe I just put the SD card in backwards? No. I'm dumb, but I'm not that dumb. Alright, so this SD card's probably trash. Let's try putting this back in again. How loose is loosely? That's a personal question. Okay. Plug thing out. Set my screws over here. Disconnect myself. Let's try it again, folks. Alright, it turned on again. Fuck. Am I missing something here? Recover now will erase all settings, blah blah blah. Yeah. Insert the SD card. Did that. Place bottom cover back on the S5. Did that. Secure it with only a few bolts. Did that. Reconnect the power cable, turn the printer on. Did that. The firmware recovery begins automatically. Wait for the installation progress to be completed. Well, it's not doing any of that. Shit. This is problematic. Well, this is the part where you might see a grown man not cry, but get really fucking frustrated. Which I guess is not all that uncommon for grown men. Fuck. I thought this was going to be super easy. I mean, the physical part of it was. Okay. I mean, I can't imagine it's something as simple as the speaker cable actually has to be disconnected. That couldn't be the thing that triggers the firmware response. I appreciate that you feel my frustration. I think anybody, especially in the streamer community, I mean, if you stream and you're working with tech and you're working with computers, I mean, fuck, I love computers and I love technology. That's why I'm wearing my Napoleon Dynamite shirt. But fuck, they piss me off sometimes. Okay. Disconnect. Turn it off. Set it on its side. And now this is going to become a stream about man versus machine. Who will come out on top? I don't like my odds. Oh, that sucks, man. Yeah, I've got. Thankfully, my Stream Deck's not. I've got the medium-sized one, and now I'm worried that if I do an update, if there is an update on my computer, I'm gonna lose all mine because I just finished setting up all the buttons on my Stream Deck. I got all my different scenes on one folder. In one folder, I've got all my stream controls and my computer controls, my lighting controls. Fuck. Maybe the Amish have it right. It's just simpler, you know? Horse goes bad, put it in the ground. Put up a barn. Churn the butter. Live your life. Alright. Disconnected. I will try reformatting this again. Export my profile. Make sure you save it. I will do that. That's good advice. Thank you for that. Make sure don't touch those capacitors. So that's the whole thing they want me to avoid. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not using this again. This is dumb, this is stupid. Even in the PDF here they send you, they say it's optional, so I don't know why the fuck they made me print this thing and show them that I had it in a photo, like I was sending them proof of life or something. Garbage. Stupid. This Twitch stream will be my proof of life. If I die doing this, well, I don't want to say that I indemnify them, but someone will sue. Someone will make it right. Alright. File to disk. Image. Open. Restore in progress. It's going real fast. Okay. Finished. Completed in 6 seconds. Eject. It is ejected. Yeah, I know, it's a liability thing. I get it. But man, are we such a litigious country that, like, we sue for that kind of stupidity? I don't need an answer to that question. It was rhetorical. Make sure to save it someplace. Yeah, I'll probably store my profile for my Stream Decks like on my cloud storage and my Dropbox or my OneCloud or Box or wherever the hell else I've got terabytes of storage in the cloud. Somewhere up there in the cloud. Okay. I disconnected. Yeah, we do live in that country now. I don't normally like to get super political in anything where I'm in a public forum, but and it's not even political. A mask is not a political fucking thing. But if you're dumb enough to not understand the science of a mask, then yeah, I guess you do one of these. You do need one of these plug things so you don't plug in the active electronics thing that you're working on. It doesn't even stay put. I mean, it's so loose. Whatever. All right. Enough venting. Okay, so it says I don't need to plug the speaker back in. So let's assume that by some stupid reasoning, That's the thing that triggers the firmware restore. Everything else is plugged. Is this just connected with it? Oh my god, yeah, it's just an HDMI display. While I have this open, I really just want to look at this real quick. So we've got a Raspberry Pi here, the network extension cable to the back. We've got a USB cable here running to probably another daughter board up there that drives the print head. And then you've got it on this other, I mean, I hate to call this a daughter board, but it is, since this is where the CPU lies. This is all the internal electronics of the computer, but I don't know why it's got such a beefy daughter board. What are all these? Now I'm just curious. I really just want this thing to work. So let's try to get it to work. I'm gonna make sure that this cable is sticking out so that it doesn't accidentally short and touch something inside the printer that it's not supposed to touch. I guess that's too loose. One thing I didn't put into consideration is this is the first time I've streamed with no sound. Normally I've got the game music that I'm listening to, or the music that you guys are listening to. With the way that I've set up my stream, that audio no longer pumps into a pair of speakers that I hear. So you guys get to hear some chill synthwave tunes in the low key background. I don't get to hear shit. I'm just riding solo. Okay, let's try this again. Third time's a charm. Okay. Plugging it in. Turning it on. Crossing my fingers. Gotta be shitting me. Ultimaker U-boot. Blah 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 blah. Well, shit. I'm gonna let it sit for a minute while I guess I'm gonna take a picture of this and send this to Ultimaker on the assumption that this is not gonna happen tonight. One thing I have learned in running my business is that at some point with a technical failure, when you've got something under warranty, no matter how hard or how bad you want to get it to print or run or whatever, sometimes you gotta know when to just say, you know what, I paid for a warranty on this for a reason, and I don't want to deal with this, and somebody else is gonna make it their problem. Not quite at that point yet, but I'm close, because I don't really know what else to do. I followed all of these instructions to the letter. I downloaded the recovery image, I reformatted it. We'll read through this again. Download the latest recovery image. Done. Connect your micro SD card to your computer. Write the firmware image to the SD card. I've done that multiple times now. Remove the Ultimaker bottom cover. Make sure it's off and the power cable disconnected. Already verified that I did that. Insert the micro SD card into the slot on the Ultimaker S5 mainboard. Already did that. I mean, it's possible that like there's another way to put the card in there. I don't think so. I've used enough Raspberry Pis and I'm pretty sure I did that right. Firmware recovery begins automatically when you turn the printer back on. Wait for the installation progress to be completed. The display will show installation complete. Turn off the Ultimaker S5 and disconnect the power cable. Open up the bottom cover, remove the SD card, blah blah blah. Procedure is now complete and the S5 is ready to use again. I mean, I guess I'll leave it for a few minutes and together we'll see if this works. Yeah, this is... Maybe it's because of this? I didn't even think to remove that, but it's gone now. Let's try to turn it off and on again now that I removed that USB. Maybe that was it. Nope. That wasn't it. Any sort of progress bar would be good, or anything other than just a Linux U-boot 2016.05 ultimaker 00017 gobbledygook April 9th, 2018. All Winner Technologies. This is a bust. The only thing I can maybe... It's because I'm using the wrong apple pie baker. Huh. Well, let's respond. I mean, I don't know if they're still even open right now. I mean, I'm gonna guess not. The most exciting Twitch stream you'll see all week. A man writes an email. I'm still seeing the screen powering on with the SD card in place. Let's send him this photo. Alright. Email away. They don't have any other... See, I had to send them proof that this was printing. I don't know if you can see this on my screen. I mean... I feel like I should just be able to call my local service provider. I mean, they want me to ship this thing back to Ultimaker. I don't have the fucking box for this anymore. I mean, all these companies want you to ship stuff back and they expect you to hold on to a box. I mean, I don't have a... I mean, I do have access to a warehouse, but still. You shouldn't have to keep these kinds of boxes lying around. I mean, I'm sure they'll send me a box, but then I gotta wait for a box to come in, and then I gotta send it back out. Meanwhile, this printer, which is technically a printer for my business, which I do print actual client stuff on when necessary, is non-operational, potentially costing me money. Yeah, I save my console boxes too. You know, I do have like my Xbox, but that's mainly because I like the artwork, because again, limited edition. But yeah, something like this, you know, like, I'm about to toss the box for my 1000D. If anybody out there knows how big the 1000D case from Corsair is, the box is bigger. I mean, I can fit in the box. I'm not going to keep all that stuff lying around. Oh, okay. I'm definitely borrowing that phrase from my girlfriend a lot these days. Now, what can I try one last time before I say farewell to this. I could try another SD card. I could hit it with a hammer. I could Fonzie it. See if maybe it comes back to life. I mean, it can't be that I'm using too big of an SD card. I mean, it could be. It could be anything. Could be anything. But there's literally nothing else in that PDF that they sent me that I can try. So it wasn't this. No, it wasn't the SD card. I mean, I tried 2 different SD cards with the same result. I mean, I tried putting the SD card in the other way. Fuck, I swear if that's it, I'm gonna feel like the dumbest person on earth, but I'm pretty sure it only goes in one way. Alright. Alright, printer. I don't like you, and you don't like me, but I want you to live. Please work. Now, technically, do I really even need to put that back on? I mean, they don't want you to touch the electronics inside. Fine, whatever. Is anything in here loose? Anything in here is loose. Won't even go in that way. And I'm really gonna jam that down in there. Speaker's disconnected, everything here is good. Man. The internal connections are solid. Still can't believe it's a fucking Raspberry Pi board. Oh, this is the Wi-Fi. This is just a Raspberry Wi-Fi module that's been bypassed all the way through the whatever this daughter board is. Yeah, it's just me geeking out over this. Okay, we'll give it one more shot. One more power on. No, so according to the PDF, it very specifically says, during the power on for the firmware reflash, you do not need to reconnect the speaker cable. I thought maybe having it connected was the problem, but, you know, they say it doesn't need to be connected, so I'm just leaving it disconnected now. I'm following their walkthrough to the letter. Leave it disconnected. We'll do it live. Giving it a go. I bought it from a local service bureau, not a service bureau, reseller that sells a lot of industrial. Oh, huh. I was only grounded to my blinds that time. That specializes in 3D printers on like a medium prosumer level. I'm not going to call them out on this, although I should. But they don't even have a number for me to call for technical support. I don't even know if they're operating right now during COVID. Come on, baby, just work. Oh, I don't like that screen. I don't like it at all. Okay, well, folks, I think that is, as they say, that for now. So what does that mean? That means, at least for the next week or so, I probably won't be 3D printing stuff on stream. Doesn't mean I won't be showing off some cool 3D printed stuff that we do on my factory floor. You just won't get to see how some 3D prints get made. Worst things in life. You live and learn. I'm gonna move this and let it sit. Maybe by some miracle it, just needs to sit for a long period of time. But I'm gonna get this out of the way. Put it back on its material station and let it sit. And in the meantime, let's put this chair together so I actually have somewhere to sit. I'm gonna go grab a knife. Well, thankfully, for this, I don't need to be grounded. I don't think this chair is going to kill me. Although, it also has a very, at least the last 4 that I've put together, have a very strange security thing that they keep on here so you don't accidentally pull the backrest lever while you're setting it up and, I guess, slice your finger off, which is, probably a good thing. I like my fingers. Alright. I am making do with some very confined quarters here. I don't know what it's like for a lot of streamers out there. I live in a fairly large 1.5 bedroom apartment, but I mean, I really only have so much space to work. I do envy those of you out there streaming that have dedicated workspaces and dedicated garages and things like that. I wish I had one. But I don't think I'll ever move out of the city. Alright, we got our giant instruction card. So in case you're blind, you can see it. Let's set that over here. Welcome home to comfort. I can vouch for that. Now I have a Titan chair. I've had a Titan chair for about 3 years. It used to be my work chair when I worked for my uncle, and then I moved it to my business when I started it last year. I love that chair. It is the first Titan chair that they released. This is supposed to have some upgrades, so we'll see how it stacks. Ooh, that's a cool back. That's very cool. Sealed for freshness. That's the weirdest thing to see on a chair. I mean, it's not fucking produce. And does the chair go bad? Does it spoil? It smells good. Check that beauty out. Oh, you know what I just realized? I left the chroma key on my webcam. I'm going to turn that off. My bad. Let us remove that filter. Turn the chroma key off. That's better. Yeah, check that cyberpunk. That is a dope chair. That's the front. That's where my back goes. Check out that awesome back. All right, let's set this aside for now. I'll get the rest of the components out. Well, you don't want to see what's going on off camera. I'm just throwing garbage left and right. Got my headrest pillow. Save that for later. I mean, part of the reason I wanted to show this chair being put together on stream is because I do think they have a pretty quick, nice, easy setup for their chairs. And they give you a really nice set of tools to do it. Other than the knife to open it and, get these bags open, you don't really need anything else, which I always appreciate a company that makes it easy for you to put their products together. That's right, I'm calling IKEA out. Don't put extra copies of stuff in the box without telling you that you're putting extra stuff in the box. Don't come up with dumb, stupid names for everything. Alright, Omega Titan accessory box. Yikes. Okay. We got our nice wheels, which are kind of not all that useful on carpet, but, you know, I didn't choose that this apartment had carpet. It's just how the builders wanted it. And honestly, in the winter, I kind of like it. As much as I like hardwood floors, I don't like waking up and having to walk across a cold set of hardwood floors. Alright. Wheels in place. These cover all the innards later. What else is in here? The central column and cover. Got our levers for adjusting seat height and rock. And this is the toolkit that they give you. How nice is that? Spring-loaded screws, an Allen wrench, and a hand tool to make everything really quick and easy. Get that out of here. Oh man. Alright, let's get main guts of the chair. I'm running out of space for me to exist in here. Let's see if we can get this out and we'll clear the box. This box has got to get out of here. I'm about to hear a real loud crash as this goes sailing over the camera. Gone. Out of sight, out of mind. All right. More garbage. More garbage. Yeah, I actually saved the tools that they give you because, I mean, it's the hand tool itself. Show this on camera. I'm a sucker for good craftsmanship and utility. You know, anybody who does repair work and has to get into tight spaces, they give you this socketed hand tool, and they give you a hex and Phillips head bit to go in there, so you can quickly work with the Phillips head and quickly work with the hex. It's good stuff. I mean, it's a simple thing, probably doesn't really add much to their cost of materials, but man, it makes a huge difference in just putting something together. So this is what I was telling you. They give you all this warning. Don't cut your hand off. Good advice. Do not touch backrest recliner lever while removing from box. Well, they make it pretty hard considering, and I'll show you once I take this off, you can see better. They actually put paper around the whole chair in that section so you don't accidentally do that. I mean, they really want you to keep your fingers. Get this plastic off. You know, I wish they had some sort of biodegradable plastic that they could use for this shit. I mean, I get it. We live in a world of plastic, but man, it's kind of fucked up how much plastic we throw out there in the universe. And honestly, it's in our blood. It's in our bodies. I'm not happy about it. You shouldn't be happy about it. I mean, am I going to write my local congressman? I might. I shouldn't say no. Because that's right, kids. The only way change really does happen is if you vote in everything. Absolutely everything. I don't really care who you vote for. That's not really true, but vote. I won't tell you who to vote for. Alright. Is it kind of messed up that I put enough of these together that I don't need the instruction card? I do need the tool, though. Set it over here. I hope everybody had a good Labor Day break, because, boy, I wish mine was still going. You know, one of the joys and sorrows of being an online gamer is that you make friends from all over the world, and more importantly, all over the country. And we unfortunately live in a country with a lot of time zones. So when you have a friend at 2 in the morning who says, hey, can you help me run this raid in Destiny? Because I helped you with this thing. And you're looking at the clock thinking, man, I gotta be up to drive my girlfriend home in the morning and go to work. And you say, sure, I'll give it 30 minutes, no problem. And that turns into 2 hours and failure. It makes doing this after a long day of work pretty tiring. I need a break from my hobby. But in all honesty, I do like sharing this stuff with everybody. I hope it doesn't come off as a flex. I mean, I've been very fortunate that my business does well and that, I get to play with a lot of cool toys. But I try in small ways as best I can to give back. We as a company donated a lot of PPE equipment during the beginning of COVID. And then as far as the stream is concerned, part of what I love doing on the stream is being able to give away a bunch of cool 3D printed stuff, because I want people to fall in love, like I did, with what 3D printing can do. And admittedly, a little selfishly, if some of you out there ever tune into the stream and you find out that, we can do something that helps you get an idea off the ground or a product built or, whatever makes sense for you, if I can help you with that, that's just gravy. But the important thing is, I think, for 3D printing to really take off, you need to find your screwdriver. No, for 3D printing to really take off, you need more people to understand what it can do, what its limitations are, where it's at, where it's going. I mean, in the 2 years that I've been running my business, I mean, the amount of changes and new technologies that have been developed, it's really amazing. I wish, and I'm going to try to figure out how to do it. One of these days, I'm going to do a stream from my office where I do have an equally decent setup for streaming. I'm going to try to show you guys how my industrial printers work. I mean, it can be kind of boring. It's a little bit like watching a toaster oven, considering everything's sealed in and not really readily visible. And there's some videos of what the printers do. We've got you can check out Custom Color 3D on YouTube. We've got a video up that we put together a year ago. HP has done some videos in our shop, not our new factory floor, but our old first location, that show how the printer works. It's cool. I mean, the cool thing is that the prints that we do in my business, I mean, they're full color industrial strength parts. I mean, one of the really cool things that they first show you with that printer is that you can print a chain out of the material that it prints on, and it can lift a car. I can't do that with the Ultimaker, even if it was working. No matter what material I put in there. And who doesn't want to lift a car? I mean, we've never put it to the test, but we do have a standing policy, and I'll try to bring one of these to show on the stream this week. The printers that I print with on my industrial printers, they have these thermal sticks that print alongside every build we do every night, 2 in each printer. So if you do a full build, you get these long nylon sticks that are about 12 to 13 inches tall. And anybody who comes into my shop, I tell them, if you can snap this in half, I'll print whatever you want for free. And we have yet to have somebody succeed in doing that. We had a couple of really big dudes come in last year to move a compressor that we had to have installed. I mean, this thing weighed like 650 pounds. We couldn't put it on a forklift. We couldn't put it on anything convenient. We just, brute strength, had to have a bunch of guys come in and lift it. And this dude came in who had arms that were as thick as my neck. And I watched him try with all his might to snap this thing. I thought he was going to break his forearm. Finally, I had to tell him, dude, you got to stop. I can't get sued because you tried to break a stick. But it absolutely showed that that stuff is built to last. All right. That is done. The back is on. Now let's get the mechanism on for the bottom of the chair. Oh, that's kind of shitty. Oh man. I'm gonna have to loosen this just to get the paper out. That's got crap tack in it. I don't really need to move the armrests. That's why they give you the long one. Using it all the way. And bollocks. Alright, fine. This I've never had to do. This piece of paper is really in there. I don't want to use my knife to get it out because I don't want to cut the fake leather. Alright, I think that's probably good. That armrest again. Alright, what time we got here? 9:15. Still got some time to get some gaming in if I can get this chair up and running. And who knows? I covered the front of the printer so I wouldn't look at it. Maybe by some miracle, by the time I sit my ass down in this chair, it'll be finished. Who knows, right? Yeah, I'll have to check. Home stretch. Homestar Runner. Who out there remembers Homestar Runner? Or am I just too old Sometimes I feel like I'm too old to be in this streamer game. But maybe that's just because the only really famous streamers I hear about are guys who are, you know, young enough to practically be my kid or younger brother. I'm not a meme guy. I'm not a social media guy. I'm not a, you know, the whole thing with having custom emojis and all that stuff. I'm sure I'll get there, and I'm sure I'll understand it because I'm somewhat bright. But on a visceral level, on a, you know, what's my day-to-day like? I don't really get any of that. Maybe somebody will teach me. My girlfriend is much more in tune with that than I am, but even she's starting to see things come up. And she's like, I don't know what that is. And if she doesn't know, I don't know who's going to tell me. Okay. So let's see if this chair is like the smaller brethren, the Omega series, because like I said, this is the Titan series. Now, I'm not a huge guy, I just like the Titan series because it's got the built-in lumbar support, and this is the important thing for me, you can actually sit cross-legged in the chair. So if I'm going to be streaming in a chair for a long period of time, I want a chair that I can be real comfortable in. And that DX Racer chair, as much as I loved it, failed in some of those regards. So let's get this. Here we have sit down. Well, not quite. Let's get rid of this. Yeah, see, they actually put there's a screw in place here so that you can't accidentally pull the lever. It'll actually catch on that screw before it'll let you pull the full lever. So I'm going to take this screw out. I know it's a dumb, stupid thing, but actually I really like this screw. Look how pretty and red that screw is. You don't see a lot of red screws. Simple thing. I like it. Sue me. Alright, these cover this. Alright, moment of truth. Let's put the ass in the old seat. Oh, that's some comfy gaming goodness. Whew. Got adjustable armrests. We can change the height and rotate them in and out. I mean, that's nothing new, but man, these feel nice. This chair goes way down. I could almost sleep in this. Actually, the one in my office, I have slept in, so I can vouch for how comfortable it is. It is a fairly fancy chair. Alright. So, I think I'm done early enough that I can get some gaming in. Anybody who's watching, what do you want to see? Should I go back to Marvel's Avengers? Should I play some Marvel Fortnite? Should I jump into Destiny? I don't even know. I was all ready to spend some time tonight calibrating my printer and showing you guys how to make sure your print bed is level and all the other things you need to do to make sure that you're printing good. Yeah, I think gaming chairs is a pretty lively market right now. You know, I think a lot of people out there are finding that the cheap IKEA chair that they bought when they were buying their furniture is not cutting it for working from home. it's a very strange new world. I mean, it's crazy the kind of things that are just impossible to get right now that I never would have ever expected to be hard to find. I needed to get a webcam for an employee that we hired, and I couldn't get one for months because everybody had to get them to do their Zoom calls over the summer, and I can imagine it's even worse now for school. Yeah, most gaming chairs I find for like work are not comfortable. It's why I highly recommend SecretLabs, because they're cool gaming chairs that actually function really well as office chairs, and that's a rare combination. I've heard, and you know, if you're talking about having scratch for a good one, I wouldn't even buy this chair. But I've heard nothing but good things. Logitech teamed up with Herman Miller to make it's like some $1,500 G Series gaming chair that's in their Aeron line or whatever. You know, those crazy expensive office chairs that you see at high-end law firms and media agencies. Great, but honestly, I'd rather spend a third of that on a nice chair and spend the other $1,000 on something like, you know, a 3080 or 3090 that's coming out in a couple weeks, because you'll get way more usage out of that. All right, printer is still fucked up. Great, 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 great. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So if we're gonna get into some Avengers, let us. We can turn that stream off. I did, that is true. I am alive. I get to continue my stream. I get to continue living. But I would have really liked to get back into printing, you know. That was the whole genesis for this stream. You know, I love 3D printing. I never thought I would. It's not what I went to school for. It's not what I ever envisioned myself doing, but I fucking love it. And you know, if you can share what you love with people, great. And it fucking sucks that this printer that I had set up so well to be able to do these prints isn't working. Let's switch over to the Xbox. We're gonna play the Avengers. I'm gonna clear some stuff out of here. Move the printer cam back into its position. You can kind of see that it's not really the most elegant setup. It is literally just a tripod, an additional webcam pointing straight down on the build plate. There is a camera built into that printer, but it's a known problem. It starts to get foggy a few months after you buy the printer. And this is the really fun part. The angle sucks, so you can't really stream it. Also, they don't give you any tools to stream it. Alright. Move my laptop so I don't accidentally step on it. Oh, I forgot my levers, my levers. Adjusting height. Can't have that. How low does it go? Oh, I'm all the way as low as it goes. Oh wait, that's the wrong lever. Oh, that's so high. Woo! I'm high up here. Yeah, I wish I knew what it felt like to be 6'2" for just like a day. Alright. Here, let's get the green screen back up. We'll see how that works with the chair. If you're looking for a good green screen that's like not super expensive and really tight and portable, the Elgato green screen is really great. Also helps if you don't set it up backwards. Voila! Green screen. Let's get my microphone resituated. Okay, the question is, does this chair now also cause a chroma key issue. Fingers crossed. How's that? Oh, I am off by just a little bit. There we go. And you can see my whole chair. It's all there. Whoop-de-woo. Alright, we got our microphone back. Yeah, I would do that. I mean, that's obviously a lot cheaper, and I wish that was possible. But again, it's the space thing. I needed something that I could collapse and move out of the way, because I don't have any space in this apartment for something that's permanent. Pretty much everything in my apartment, with the exception of like my workbench and my computer desk, is on wheels that I can move. Even the bike that was in the background is on wheels so that I can, get it out of the way when I need to. Right. Headset should be charged. And I've got a bigger green screen from my early streaming days. Actually, if anybody's got questions on what it was like to stream like almost 10 years ago, before Twitch was even a thing, it was still Justin TV or whatever the hell it was called, and I was. I had a web series that I streamed. I didn't stream. I produced and we aired it once a week, every week, for 3 years. It was called Pixels and Popcorn, where I reviewed a game, a movie, and a snack. And it was just ahead of its time. It was before Twitch and YouTube and everything really blew up with content streamers. DMCA stuff kept us off the internet a lot, because we were repurposing clips from trailers of video games and trailers of movies, and they would pull it down, and we would have to appeal every time, and it was such a fucking nightmare that we gave up on it. But that was a different lifetime ago. It's a brand new setup, a whole different ball game, and I'm playing catch up. That's all right. I mean, the benefit of this stream for me is that this is not anything other than just fun. So as long as I have fun while I'm doing it, I'm golden. We should all be so lucky to say that about our hobbies. Alright. We are gonna rock some Avengers. We need to close. Oh, that's right. I played on my other Xbox. Man, I absolutely love that about Xbox. I mean, I'll probably pick up a PS5, but if I had to pick one or the other, the PS5 or the Xbox One Series X. Series X, yeah. Their naming sucks. I'll give PlayStation that. That's pretty clear. The linear progression of that. But as far as an online multi-console experience, yeah, I did. That Series S, I mean, that's a killer. $299 for next-gen stuff. If it has the same equivalent innards as far as horsepower, storage, all of that, and it's $200 less for no disc, that's a no-brainer for most people. And I'll probably still have to get the Series X because I'll be replacing my 1X that's on my home theater system, so it'll be the unit that I still watch some of my Ultra HD. That's I haven't bought a physical game in years, so for me the no disc thing from a gameplay standpoint doesn't matter to me. I used to feel that way, but I used to have a show called Constant Collector where I literally bought and reviewed every collector's edition of just about every game, and the amount of crap I now have in storage is ludicrous. It is unhealthy. And ever since I switched to just digital, my life has gotten a lot less cluttered. And that, to me, was a pretty good trade-up. Now, every once in a while, I do still buy an Ultra HD copy of a movie that I'm, super excited about. I'm really upset that Marvel didn't release a Ultra HD collector's edition of the entire MCU, or at least Phase 3, the way that they did for Phase 1 and Phase 2, because I've got that Nick Fury briefcase with the Tesseract in it for Phase 1. I've got the Power Stone orb for Phase 2, and I really, really fucking thought that they were going to have either a Phase 3 or the full Marvel collection in a Infinity Gauntlet. Like, I set money aside assuming that that was going to be a thing. And then they just want you to watch the 4K copies on Disney Plus, which is fine, but, like, I want that disc. I want that collector's set. But even games now where I want the collector's editions that have physical stuff, like I pre-ordered the Destiny Beyond Light collector's edition, because I've had every physical collector's edition of that series. I love the fact that you can actually just get the collector's edition stuff and still get a digital version of the game. Because really, I mean, you're paying for a download code anyway, so why wait for them to physically send me something? I mean, that's really kind of the big reason that I don't really care for physical discs anymore, is because they're pretty much just useless. I mean, most games that once they've gone on the disc and they've shipped, by the time they reach the retail shelves or in your hands, there's already a game patch that's as big as the game, if not bigger, that you're required to download. So why not just pre-order it digitally and get that started the night before the game comes out? Back when I was a kid, a game, when it went gold, that was it. You didn't get a chance as a developer to fix mistakes. Speaking of when I was a kid, I've mentioned it on the stream before, but if you've got Netflix and you want to watch a really interesting docuseries on the history of video games, that I'm guessing there's a lot of young people out there who probably are on Twitch, who didn't grow up through that era. It's fascinating. It's called High Score. 6 episodes. It's, an afternoon of your life. It's incredibly illuminating, from Nintendo to Atari to Mortal Kombat. I couldn't speak more highly of it. I mean, it misses a lot of stuff. I mean, it's 30 plus years of history condensed into 6 hours. All right. Oh, if you've been around since in television, there is a oh man, fuck. So I had somebody contact me on for my business, looking to see if we could do some custom cases. There is a company that is recreating the Intellivision as like a small Bluetooth-enabled console that has like 20 of the Intellivision games on it, all remastered with new graphics and wireless controllers, and it's like $250. It's the coolest fucking thing I've seen. I pre-ordered one immediately when the guy let me know that this was something he was working on. But it is a blast from the past, because that is one of the best nostalgic experiences I'm looking forward to in this COVID time. I mean, I'm going to be really bummed if they miss their ship window and it doesn't come out until, like 2022. But that had me way more excited than the mini NES and the mini Sega Genesis. I mean, because most of those consoles you can play in emulation with a gamepad, and, it's pretty much the same. But that Intellivision controller, with the dial, that's something else. You can't just... Nobody's got one of those lying around that works with a modern PC.
What's the longest you've spent undercover?
That's right. Games used to get played with a dial. They have these fancy controllers with a million fucking buttons. Give me a rotating dial on a stick. End of rant. So I don't really know. That's right. Yeah, you had like a card that came with the... It wasn't even, I wouldn't even call it a cartridge. It was like the games were on like a card, and it came with like a number pad cover that you slipped on the controller that let you see what the buttons would do in the game. And that's old school stuff. Yeah, you know, the mini consoles thing, but that doesn't excite me as much as one of the things I've really longed to put together. Maybe next summer, you know, I'm planning on moving sometime around June to a slightly bigger apartment in this building. Maybe a project that I could do on stream is putting together an arcade cabinet with a really good emulator and a bunch of classic arcade games, classic console games. That's something I've always wanted to have in my house, because the kid in me that loved going to arcades misses that standing up at a freestanding structure with a joystick and buttons, and you know, like, it's sad to me to think that COVID is probably going to be the death nail in what was a once wonderful tradition of going to the arcade and seeing what new games were there. Was it a prefab, or was it something you built completely from scratch? Ooh, that's cool. Are you running a full MAME emulator on there to have not just arcade but also console games, or is it just straight up arcade ROMs that you're running? Very cool. Yeah, see, that's what I want to build. Did you use an LCD panel, or do you have a CRT tube in there so you can do like light gun games? Yeah, see, I mean, I think that's probably the only way to do it now is with one of those. But I want to know, is there a solution out there to build a cabinet that lets you play old school light gun games? Like, I'd love to play House of Dead or Time Crisis or any of those games on an arcade cabinet in my home. But I don't think there's a good way to make that work with a non-CRT television. Although for PlayStation 2, or PlayStation 3, I had Time Crisis. I had to put this like weird LED thing above my TV. It's a whole thing. Sure, let's just do the next mission in the chain. I think I've earned a Red Bull. That'll keep me up. Well, that's the nice thing about the internet, is if there's a solution out there, I'll find it somewhere. Oh, that's right. This I'm gonna adjust the lumbar support on that. The whole reason I bought this. Ooh, fit that curve of my spine. Oh, I'm missing the pillow. I'll get it later. Man, this has really got me sitting straight up. Yeah, every time I go to Micro Center, they've got a couple kits for putting together an arcade cabinet, and every time I walk by one, I'm like, next time I'm here, maybe, just maybe, I'll buy it and I'll put one together. Micro Center is a dangerous store. You can easily go in there to buy a cable and walk out with a new computer. Or at least the parts for one. I do wish that they would ship stuff from store to store so that I didn't have to drive to a whole nother fucking state to get a computer case. But I kind of get why they operate the way that they do. If you don't live in a state with a Micro Center, you are missing out. It is like walking into the 1990s. Down to the clothes that either they ask their salespeople to wear or somehow have a way of finding people that just still wear clothes from the 90s. It is just fascinating. Absolutely fascinating.
So, Turns out Fury's got a backup of all SHIELD data. Locations, agents, intelligence files. It's hidden in a secure bunker, but the area was taken over by AIM years ago. With our new gear, my
Being in a
agents will
Micro
be
Center
able to draw
today
them
is like
away
walking
from the
into a
vault location.
CompUSA circa
They
1995.
have no idea they're sitting on top of the mother lode, and I'd like to keep it that
You
way.
take everything that was in a CompUSA and put it in like the biggest basement you've ever been in. There's no windows in there other than the front. It goes all the good stuff's way in the back, so you got to go into like the depths of the store to get there. But man, they've got everything from Raspberry Pi kits to all the electronics that you can attach to a Raspberry Pi. They still have a lot of really great STEM stuff, the kind of stuff that you would find at a Radio Shack back in the day.
Oh no. AIM was ready for us. All units, check in.
Oh, AIM
Hello?
was ready and they
Commander!
burned. I mean, I hate
Report.
to make this comment,
What is going
but man,
on
it looks
down
like
there?
California right now.
They were... Agent! Agent, do you read? We lost the signal.
That's what I need a 3D print. As an Iron Man suit.
Jarvis, can you
Preferably
get
one that
anyone on the
actually
line?
works.
We need to know what happened here.
I'll see what I can do, Commander.
I don't understand.
I don't understand either.
This area shouldn't be this heavily guarded.
Commander,
How
I
come
read
it
you.
shouldn't be on
What
fire?
happened? You alright?
I'm pinned down. They're hammering our tank from all sides. I don't know what happened to the rest of the squad. We're blind out here.
We're on our way. There's the tank. Let's get those agents out of there. Agent, any idea where this extra firepower came from?
Patrol patterns indicate they're still unaware of our target. My guess is they were preparing to launch an operation from here soon.
We'll put a stop to that.
Ooh, I should check what my challenge card stuff is. You know, because you can't have a game without a season pass challenge thing card that drives you crazy because you have to get it done. Open gold strong boxes. Defeat enemies with heroic attacks. Alright, open any strong box of any kind. Counter ranged attacks with an energy barrier or arc field. Alright. Let's see how good my blocking skills are. Let's get out of that gas.
You're done! Gotta get something off my chest!
Stick with it, people.
Oh, what a pun.
Got it down!
Oh, come on!
Shelter beneath the God's protection.
That was embarrassing. Blown out of the sky.
Thanks much.
I wasted my super. Or at least one of my supers. This game does have a very Destiny feel to it, from the loot progression to the grind to everything in between. Oh, come on, that wasn't cool, dude.
Someone keeping score here? Cause I gotta be winning.
Wait, did Black Widow just knock something across the map? That's not. I mean, she's talented, but she's no superhero. As my friend Nick always says, her superpower are guns. What the hell was inside this tank? This was like a death trap.
Thanks. Weren't sure we were gonna make it out of there. The other half of my squad was heading for the barricade.
We'll provide cover. Regroup, then meet up the main
No
unit.
progress. Awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's see if they manage to keep AIM busy.
Let's see if I manage to do anything of note in this game tonight. Oh man, how did that not kill him? I mean, this does feel a lot like an updated version of the Avengers arcade game from back in the day. Including the fact that we eventually, I think that was Iron Man, Captain America, Storm in that game? And Hawkeye? Or Silver Surfer? I think it was
If my team's
Silver
in the
Surfer.
middle of those AIM forces, they
I mean,
need
they
help
hinted
and
at the end of the
fast.
story, or the end of the campaign, that there's some cosmic stuff that's being played around with. We might get that Silver Surfer in here at some point. That would be pretty cool. I mean, I don't know what the long-term plans are for this, but eventually, if you had access to like every Marvel superhero in this, that would make this a game to beat long-term.
It's the Avengers!
There's a team trapped beyond the barricade. We can't get through.
Clear a path. We can't let them stop us.
Let's clear a path. Honestly, like one peon getting punched by all four of these Avengers at the same time, and that guy is going to be wiped from existence. He's going to be atoms scattered about the ether. Yet they can get lucky and kill you.
Oh, pal. Watch your eyes, everyone!
I'm wondering if we're going to eventually get all the different Iron Man suits that were in Iron Man 3, because that would be pretty cool.
Thanks. Go on ahead. We've
That'd
got
be
this.
the next best thing to actually having your own party protocol cave. I don't know if anybody out there
You need to get to those
collects
coordinates.
those Hot Ones toys, but I mean, to call them toys is to do them a severe disservice. Those collectible figurines. But the fact that I think you can get just about every single armor that Tony Stark has won. Yeah, there you go. I don't know if you've ever played the arcade game.
There is
but
a special
D&D,
enemy unit close to your location.
The
They may
D&D
drop
arcade
something
game
useful if defeated.
was one of my absolute favorite arcade games. I mean, they have it on Xbox and they have it on Steam. I own it in both locations, but to get to play that on an old arcade cabinet, man, I can't express how amazing that was when it first came out for the arcades. The fact that you could save your progress on an arcade cabinet is kind of mind-blowing. And that it had like real RPG progression as far as unlocking stuff for your characters and unlocking skills and having to buy new gear, and it was such a cool, interesting, unique experience for the arcade. Uh-oh. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to... Oh, crap. What is shielding this thing? Oh. Stupid drone. Lasers are better than everything. Oh, I am so close to dead, it is not even funny. Tell me, oh, give me that sweet, sweet health. No! I flew right over it. Bullshit!
I'm fighting through some pain, folks.
Yeah, well, fuck off, Captain America. I got bigger things to deal with right now.
Captain!
You are delivered. I owe you one.
Break this fucking shield. There we go. Like, why can't I tell my teammates converge on this vector? That whole era of arcade brawlers was some of the best arcade games I ever played. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Simpsons, X-Men. Oh, that's Storm was an X-Men. Duh. I mean, I know she was an X-Men, but she was in the X-Men arcade game. In that, you could play as Cyclops, Wolverine. Cyclops, Wolverine, Storm, and Vision? That I would tune in to watch somebody play those. The amount of quarters my sister and I put in the Simpsons game, kind of disgusting.
Party time.
I mean, that's why I have such a hard time when people complain about a game on their phone charging like 99 cents to remove
My
ads.
people need your help
That
ASAP.
you play, like, it's basically a coin arcade game that you play on your phone. Like, give the developer 99 cents. It's not that big a deal. I used to put $1 into the fucking Simpsons game every 30 minutes as a kid. Everybody wants immediately. For free. Games don't just fall out of trees. You know, a lot of those games, especially on the phone, it's like one guy's passion project.
Look for a chest with gear nearby.
That he spent his entire life on. Yeah, that's true. I'm probably exaggerating. $1 in 30 minutes on the Simpsons game is probably a stretch. But, you know, when your grandparents or your parents are handing you the quarters to just get you away from the dining table, it's not like you're really counting how much money you threw in there. You're just plowing through it like it's candy. I really do wonder if there's even gonna, like, if any sort of arcade is going to survive after things sort of start getting back to normal. Now, here in Chicago, there's a pretty big arcade right next to one of the biggest theaters, and my girlfriend and I went to, whether you think it's smart or not is not the question, but we went to go see a movie in their Dolby Theater, which already have seats that are super spread out, and they are keeping people, like, at least 2 seats away from the next nearest person. But anyway, we went to go see Tenet, and then, you know, you had to walk by the arcade, and it's this giant empty structure with all these arcade titles that are just not getting played, and they may never get played again. I mean, talk about an industry that really can't afford to have people cleaning each machine off in between each play. It's a bummer. I know I saw 2 other question marks. There they are. So we'll do those first. Because if video games have taught me anything in my life, it's don't go do the main objective first, if ever. Do the other things. That's where the secrets lie.
Hostile!
A shield ally is in trouble nearby and needs your help.
Yes, yes. Ooh, oh, that was for last week. Yeah, whatever.
Piece of cake or pie. Pie is good too.
Oh, I could go for some pie. Actually, one of the most frustrating things about that process in trying to fix my printer is that apple pie program just made me want apple pie.
Someone keeping score here? Cause I gotta be winning.
Of all the things they have in the city of Chicago, what I cannot find is something akin to a Baker's Square or a Poppin' Fresh. And there are certain like just junk staples that I'm surprised don't exist in the city that I think would probably do well. Like I can't believe there isn't a Steak and Shake in downtown Chicago, or there isn't a Denny's. I mean, come on, every once in a while you want to slum it and do a grand slam. And I actually think a Steak and Shake well, again, this was pre-COVID, but a Steak and Shake on the college campus, where like there's 4 universities in Chicago that all have their dorms in the same buildings, and it was open late and didn't require alcohol, I think that would have done gangbusters. And when I was in school downtown, I wish that had existed. I would have gone if I had friends. Whoop, that's Captain America. I almost took his damn legs off. It is real hard for me to use a laser beam weapon now and not think about the boys. Which is a show I had not watched until this weekend, and if you have not watched The Boys and you like comic books, highly recommend it.
Don't these guys ever learn?
I don't think so. If they learned, they wouldn't still be henchmen, and we wouldn't have something to beat the shit out of. Oh, you were just waiting inside here, weren't you? Get out of here. You're free!
Enemy spotted!
You're free! Why are you waving me over here? You could run to the entrance.
Appreciate the help, Avengers!
That did it. Theo, work your magic. You're safe now.
Whoa. Both of those D&D games, dude, that is a sick setup. But do you remember the original arcade cabinet that was housed in, that had 4 sticks, and if I think it was the second one, the sequel, that if the arcade was crazy enough to have spent the money on the cabinets, they could have 2 back to back and have 8 people playing, or maybe it was 6 people, 1 of each class. He has 6, 3 and 3. I mean, not to out myself as a huge nerd as a kid, but my friends and I used to get dropped off at that arcade with this was at a place called Nickel City, and we would just dump nickels into that thing until, you know, we ran out of nickels. I guess that wasn't as clever as a thing as I hoped it would sound, but man, we fucking loved that place. Alright, so here's bad game design. This door needs to be opened. One of these 4 characters on screen can open said door. Case in point, dude with the big fucking hammer. And I can't open this door to save my life unless I waste my super, which I'm going to, because I'm here.
Hard time!
And plow through it. Boy, what a wonderful use of a superpower. Yeah, I might have to contact you about some tips on building a cabinet, because that is one sick setup. I wish I could share a screenshot of that on my stream, but I don't have a method of setting that up just yet, because that is something that the world should see. Are those buttons just red and blue, or are they RGB? Not that everything on Earth has to be RGB, but I'm just genuinely curious. Well, if you pick it up on Xbox, I will gladly play with you. I have a feeling that multiplayer in this is, for at least until like people like you are waiting for it to come down in price, it's going to be slim pickings. I'm very glad that my girlfriend likes the game enough that she's willing to get to the multiplayer endgame content so we can play together.
I see
Yep,
them.
that's
Avengers?
same thing here.
Yes!
And I
Looks like we
kind of
could use
almost
some
bought
help.
this on
Glad
PlayStation
to
just
hear your
because it
voice,
has
Commander.
Spider-Man, but
We were taking down their
my
signal
coworker
jammers,
is
but got
planning on picking
overrun.
this up too.
You're not gonna believe this.
And he only has an
AIM's got
Xbox.
Taskmaster's merc station here.
Honestly, I
They've
kind
been
of want to. I
overseeing the
kind of don't want to
requisition
buy
of
it on the
S.H.I.E.L.D. assets.
PlayStation as a big
Let's make
fuck
his
you
job
to
harder,
PlayStation.
shall we?
Like, I get that Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man, but like in a game like this that has all the Marvel characters that it has, and it's designed to be played together online, to cut people out of a character as iconic as Spider-Man just because he can is really shitty. I agree. I think the Xbox controller is the greatest controller that's ever been designed. And the fact that the new Xbox coming out doesn't fuck with the design, I mean it adds a different button, is smart. The new controllers for the PlayStation 5 look terrible. Oh no! That's my mod. I will change that in a second. I don't even know. Let's see. What did you even say? What locked you out? No, it's not necessarily that I want to change it, but I mean, if you triggered it, that means I might have it set as something too sensitive, because I've been struggling with the right balance of how to keep things civil and readable and overly protective to the point where people can't say stuff. What, you said dick? I mean, that shouldn't be... That's not the kind of stuff I'm trying to put. Yeah, that's. Where do I set up my word protection preferences? Auto permits. Regulars. I can auto permit regulars. There's no easy way for me to change that. But yes, I agree, it was. It also shouldn't have deleted your entire thread of text. Alright. How do I... Alright, so regulars are permitted, and how do you get to be a regular? It's just time. Yeah, I should put everybody on the group on here as a regular, just so that, you know, nobody comes through and gets banned for something like that. I'm generally not somebody offended by most language. It's really for my chat. I don't want people spamming racial epithets or derogatory terms directed at a group. Dick, that's, you know, you can say that on television. You should be able to say it on Twitch. At least I think you can say it on television. Stop setting me on fire!
Oh, really felt that one. Really did. Ah.
What did I just trigger? Some sort of minefield. One robot down.
We're taking you out.
I still have hopes that Spider-Man makes its way to the Xbox version, but it's just a time exclusive.
Take it from here, Commander. Thank you.
I mean, Square
Now's our
Enix
chance, Avengers.
wants to make money, and I
Our vault
can't
is nearby.
imagine
Activate
that,
your signal beacon.
you know,
Fury
however the
always had a
sales
plan
of this
for
game
everything.
does, they don't want to
Wonder if
make
he
a
saw
little
this
bit more
coming.
money by selling
You
it as
think he could have
DLC.
anticipated AIM's
I
expansion?
think
Even if he
it
thought
wouldn't
it
have
was
made me
unlikely.
happy, but I would have been
Fury never wanted to get
okay-ish
caught unprepared. He's always
with the
5 steps
notion
ahead of
that,
everyone else.
you know, if you have a PlayStation 5, you get Spider-Man for free, and you have to pay for it as DLC everywhere else. I mean, it's not great, but manageable. At least I'd have access to it. You know, I'd pay $10, $20 to have Spider-Man. You can play Game Boy Color on your arcade cabinet? That's crazy.
It isn't far.
I wonder what a Game Boy Color game looks like on a giant
Got
LCD
nothing on
screen.
us.
Probably not great, even with good upscaling.
Boy, did you choose the wrong side.
For Game Boy Color, I'm trying to think of. I don't even remember the library. Is there a Mario game that was just Game Boy Color, or was it just the regular Game Boy game colorized using its like default color palette? Who wouldn't like to play the original Sega, original Sonic? I mean, Tetris. I don't know if Tetris is a bad example. And I'm struggling to think of.
They were no match for our strength.
Is there a Dr. Mario that was only on the Game Boy Color?
I can acquire more information once we get there.
I don't know. If you can just surprise me with something on there. Mario Golf would be fine. I'm just curious what anything that's designed for that low of a, that small of a screen looks like when it's blown up that big. I mean, the pixels must be enormous. They must be the size of quarters.
We're close.
Oh, I see it. The fuck? I'm like right on top of it. Oh, fuck. I went right by it.
Here we go.
No sign of AIM in the immediate vicinity.
Good. Let's do this quick.
This makes me wonder how many secret bases there really are in this country, just buried under the earth. Probably much less than I think there are, based off of video games
Everyone inside.
and movies. Every time I see one of these underground labs and structures, I think of Andromeda Strain.
All units check in. Wave incoming. We're holding them off for now.
North side, push back. We're gonna need backup.
On our way to you. Had a run-in with some drones, but we're still in one piece for now.
Keep us posted. Entering the vault now.
One thing I'm very much looking forward to once the new consoles are out is elimination of load
Let's crack
times.
Fury's
So
safe open.
no more elevators to disguise loadouts or texture swaps.
Activate the main terminal to begin code verification.
It is unfortunate how much of this game
Personnel
does
detected.
fall into basically the same type of mission type structure. But I mean, ultimately, so
The
does,
vault remains
so does
intact.
Destiny.
Complete code verification to unlock the contents of the vault.
Oh,
Awaiting first code verification entry.
okay.
Code verification required from designated security station.
1, 5. Where are they? This is kind of ridiculous. Make me run around here looking for fucking terminals. Can't even see how they're connected. I mean, 5. There's one over here. That is a
Attention. Code verification sequence timeout is imminent.
well, fuck off.
Code verification sequence time reset.
Alright, where the hell are these other terminals? There's 4, there's 2. Alright. Fuck it. Let's go. Oh my god.
Code verification entry verified. Code verification entry verified. Code verification complete. Authorized personnel required for code authentication at the vault.
That was the most pathetic security code on a secret government installation I've ever seen. I mean, only it could have just been
Commencing code authentication.
Don't worry.
Commencing code authentication. Authentication on hold. Commencing code authentication. Authentication. Commencing code authentication. Authentication on hold.
Why is that door there? Why can't they go stand on it while I'm fighting shit? That's
Commencing
dumb.
code authentication.
Enemies engaged, y'all.
Oh, that doesn't look as bad as I thought it would look. That's actually pretty good. That's definitely playable. Very cool.
Authentication on hold.
Light up. How much even score here? Cause I gotta be winning.
Commencing code authentication. Commencing code authentication.
thanks for stopping by. It was good getting to see your work on that cabinet, and I appreciate the support while I was futzing around with the innards of that printer.
Authentication on hold.
No, I feel that. I certainly can't pull the late nights that I used to as in my youth. And as soon as I'm done streaming, I'm gonna crash harder than a sack of rocks at the bottom of a Grand Canyon. Drop to the bottom of the Grand Canyon.
Activate the main terminal to begin code
let's crack Fury's
verification.
safe open.
Authorized personnel detected. Welcome.
The vault remains intact.
Ooh, the numbers
Complete
changed.
code verification to unlock the contents of the vault.
Awaiting
Fancy.
first code verification entry.
I guess I know where 4 is now, unless these changed too. No, that's insane.
Code verification entry verified. Code verification entry verified. Code verification complete. Authorized personnel required for code authentication at the vault. Commencing code authentication.
Okay, less talky, more fighty.
Authentication on hold. Commencing code authentication.
Why do you guys, when you're standing on this, it doesn't do anything. When I need you to stand on it, you go away.
Authentication. Commencing code authentication. Authentication on hold.
Where we got some asshole?
Don't worry, enough of being going down.
Commencing code authentication on. Commencing code authentication.
Another win for the books.
Another?
Authentication. Commencing code authentication.
Oh, that's frustrating. When you're out on a dark background, you can barely tell that there's still bar left on the
Charging
progress.
EMP. Please stand clear of the vault.
Boy, they really didn't give you time to get away from that vault.
Authentication complete.
Charging
Initiating
EMP
next
immediately.
tier of the vault unlock protocol.
Oh, come on.
Code verification entry. Code verification required from designated security station.
Okay.
Son of Odin laughs in the face.
Have a night, sweetheart.
Code verification entry verified. Code verification entry verified.
Oh, it's gonna make me do all of them, I think. Like the next one's. This is. This mission is not. Oh, that's one. It was 2! Oh no! I don't know where 2 is. I never even bothered finding out. Okay, it's not up here.
Attention. Code
Oh, no.
Code verification sequence time reset.
was 3. That's 5. That was 4. That's 1. What am I missing? Something behind it. It's not up here. This is like embarrassing. Can't go any higher. Oh my god, Jesus Christ.
Code verification entry verified.
How many times did I fly past
Code
that?
verification complete. Please resume commencing code authentication. Code verification complete. Please resume code authentication at the vault.
Bye-bye.
Unauthorized access detected. Sequence reset is imminent. Authentication on hold. Commencing code authentication.
You're about to have a very bad day.
Or a very good day.
Want to see all my weapons?
Maybe
Okay.
they were all secretly interested in meeting Iron.
Authentication on hold. Commencing code authentication.
That's curfew. Boy, did you choose the wrong stuff.
Authentication on hold. Commencing code authentication.
This mission is kind of bullshit.
Charging EMP. Please stand clear of the vault.
And I'm gonna have to do it again with all 5 digits. Please tell me it goes to all 5. I don't want to do 4.
Initiating next tier of the vault unlock protocol.
Don't look now.
Code verification entry verified.
Heads up. Hacker inbound.
Ooh, a hacker's inbound. Happens to Betsy.
Code verification entry verified.
Night night, sweetheart.
Unauthorized access detected. Sequence reset is imminent.
Alright, on with the show.
Code verification entry verified. Code verification required from designated security stations. Code verification entry verified. Final code verification complete. Commencing authentication. Commencing code authentication.
I mean, when the game sounds like it's stuttering because of the way the mechanic is built, You've done something wrong.
Commencing code authentication.
Don't look directly at the beam, kid!
What?
Vault access verified. Activating final security measures in 3, 2, 1. Unlock protocol complete. Vault door opening. Please mind your step and thank you for your
Seems like I
patience.
kind of cheated that one. Or at least got real lucky at the end. And I wasted my super. What else is new? Really, that whole mission, and all I get is a fucking silver chest? Oh, that's just a kick in the jimmies. Load of hoo-ha. Hogwash.
You did it!
Commander Hill, it appears the data is being transferred somewhere off-site. Taskmaster got here first.
What? No!
Transfer complete.
This isn't over.
Well, this mission's over. I will get over you. I don't know.
That data is still encrypted, but we can't waste any time. We're taking the fight to Taskmaster. All
Pattern
agents,
lock
engage. Find him.
cosmetic.
Think you can give us a hand, Jarvis?
Of course, Commander.
Let me know when you have it.
That sounds like Jennifer Hale as Maria Hill. Could be. I don't know. I'm gonna look it up. Like, sounds a lot like Cortana. I know that voice anywhere. IMDb, IMDb, and let's look at Marvel's Avengers. Alright, we got Sandra Sad as Kamala. She also sounds familiar, and I can't place it. She's in a lot of video games, none of which I really played a lot of. Well, that's cool. So she was in makeup, and she got a break doing some voice work. That's really cool. Laura Bailey as Black Widow. Sounds really familiar. Oh, she was Abby in The Last of Us, which I thoroughly enjoyed. And she was Mary Jane in the Spider-Man game. Whoop. Okay, so who was I looking for? Jolene Anderson is Monica Rapici. She also sounds familiar. She looks familiar. Nope, don't know anything that she's been in. More video games. Jennifer Hale. Jennifer Hale. She was the female femshep. Oh, she was in Halo. She is in Guild Wars 2, though. A game that I was watching earlier today. Game that my girlfriend wants to stream, or at least I think she'd be good at streaming. She was Sarah Palmer in Halo 5. That's right. It's very strange. The video game voice acting community is a pretty tight-knit, small community. I'll never forget when I was a kid and I started as a cashier, moved my way up to lead cashier at the CompUSA in the town where I grew up. But I remember working one day and a guy came in and he was buying a video game. He was an older gentleman and it seemed odd, and he was really low, he was not being shy about the fact that he was one of the voice actors in the game. He was pretty much telling everybody who came in the store, like, I'm one of the voices in that game. I don't remember what the game was. I can kind of remember how it played, but it's a guy who did a lot of voice work. I don't know if he's still alive, but it was very weird to see a guy come in and hear a voice from a game that I had just played through. It's an old PlayStation 2 game.
Nothing this time?
The weirder thing for me as a kid was finding out that the guy who does the voice of Master Chief was from Chicago and had a radio show. And so I would tune into the radio show and hear Master Chief just like on the radio, not being Master Chief. I think in a lot of ways being a voice actor is better than being a... I never changed my stream to show that I was playing Avengers. I think in a lot of ways being a voice actor, I think I'd prefer it over being an on-camera actor, because you get to keep your anonymity. I mean, I know what Nolan North looks like, but I'm guessing most people, he could probably walk by on the street and no one would even know who he was. And I think that's one of the things that I would hate giving up if I were ever to become famous. I've always felt that I'd much rather be wealthy than famous. Not that wealthy buys you any sort of happiness, but I think being famous could be really horrifying. Like, who wants to... Who wants to have to walk out of their house and have the paparazzi going nuts after them, or not being able to eat at a restaurant without being bothered by people coming up and interrupting your dinner? Yes. She has something to say to me, or this has been an issue with characters like at the window or any other place where you're supposed to talk to them. Okay.
Hey, Tony. I'm glad we were given another chance to make things right. Let's give it all we got.
Give me everything you got. Everything you got. Alright, Kamala, I guess you don't want to speak with me.
You are cleared for landing. Transferring to hangar crew. Hangar bay, prepare for intake.
I don't think I've been in Thor's room as Thor. Alright, what does the war table look like? A war table... there's too much storyline stuff, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Ooh, an epic pattern. So, task necessary, blah blah blah. Complete bad blood mission. Talk to Sarah Garza. Access gear vendor. Talk to Maddie Cho. Okay. Loot shield caches. It's about as generic as it comes. Complete the villain sector. Huh. I think one of the things I should have done was edit the stream info. Oh, fuck. I must love being on stream because I am operating on like 3 hours of sleep from last night. And I don't feel bad about it. I actually am okay to be here. I wish I had gotten the printer running. That'll bother me. Even after I'm done with the stream, I'll probably go back to hitting it with a hammer or something, trying to make it work. Not that I recommend hitting electronics, lest our future robot overlords see the footage of you damaging their ancestors. I am hungry. Can I make my power level any higher? Guessing yes. Ooh, look at that. 43. $5.99. Are you out of your mind? Dismantle, 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 dismantle. Purples or yellows. Nothing lower. That can take me higher. Can you take me higher? I'm slowly trying to get that earworm out of my head. It has been stuck there for days. Which, now that I mention it, is now stuck back in my head. 'Cause I'll get over you. I know I will. 'Cause I'm the king of wishful thinking.
Dr. Maddie Cho?
God damn.
Hey, I could use your help. My hero. Hello there.
It is stuck in there forever, and I blame you, and you blame me, and we'll just go round and round that merry-go-round.
Really? Nothing? Oh.
Expansion procedure in 3, 2, 1.
I think the key to that song is that I won't ever get over the song. So, you know, I don't know if I'll ever get over whatever, but I'll never get over that song. Where is Hank Pym? You fucker.
Having powers would change my life. Any superpower, what would it be?
Wait a minute, you're gonna put the lyrics on my gravestone? Does that imply that regardless of what I put on my own gravestone, you're gonna come over with a chisel and just carve it into the granite? That's kind of fucked up.
Every day. But I won't.
Oh,
Why not?
we'll get over you. Oh fuck! I was out of my head for most of the day. I swear it.
Okay, here's what I need. Seriously? You're the best.
Set in stone.
Let me know when you're finished, okay? Thanks.
Alright, so I'm supposed to go talk to her. And go do something else. Access gear vendor. Who's gear vendor?
Hey, Avenger.
That's a dumb dad joke. It's a dad level joke. Yeah, of course I'm gonna have a fancy granite tombstone complete with RGB.
Oh my god, hi.
It's not like I said obsidian, although that would be really fucking cool. If you can get an obsidian. How much does an obsidian gravestone cost? I know there's a gear vendor here. Did I not actually pick it up? I picked it up. I wonder if they make an RGB gravestone. I mean, this generation of whatever is gonna have an RGB gravestone. That's an inevitability. It's gonna be solar powered, and it'll play memes like Rickroll and whatever on the headstone.
Greetings. My programming leaves me enslaved to your desires.
That's fucked up, man. Your programming makes you enslaved to my desires. Get stick bugged on your gravestone. If you and I don't make that as a meme, we've failed as content creators. Not that I necessarily consider myself a content creator, but that now needs to be a meme. Like someone puts together a gravestone and it becomes stick bug. I can't believe how quickly that became a thing. And I got nothing against stick bugs. They're cool. That should be called Copper Top. Who names these, honestly? We'll get over you. I know I will. 'Cause I'm the king of wishful thinking. Alright, I think we got time for one more mission, and I'm calling it for the night. I feel lost without having a 3D print to show at the end of my stream. Sad but true. I will get over you. I know I will. 'Cause I'm the king of wish. Actually, I think the lyrics is I will get over you. I know I will. Something about my ship is sinking.
Thanks for those coordinates, Jarvis.
I will
can't
tell
believe I let
myself I'll get
Taskmaster
over
trick
you
me.
because I'm the king of
He's
wishful
stepping up his
thinking.
game. I am not giving up. We'll get that data back. We have to.
If AIM decrypts it, they'll have access to all of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s assets. Locations, agents,
I'll
everything.
pretend my ship's not sinking. Thank you. See, you and I are gonna learn the lyrics to that back and front, and then we're just gonna die singing it. Alright, man, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. I hope you had a good time.
All units, Avengers inbound.
Dream of
So here's the
retro
plan.
games.
S.H.I.E.L.D. is launching a full-scale assault of Taskmaster's compound. We lost a lot at the vault, but we should be able to hold them off. Meanwhile, you'll infiltrate the main building and take back Fury's data. We just have to hope AIM hasn't had enough time to decrypt it yet. Okay, there's an AIM checkpoint just ahead of your position.
Oh,
Clear
I
it
have
out.
high-level gear. Do tell.
Completely before moving on to the main facility. I'll meet you there.
Acquiring rendezvous location.
Acquiring rendezvous location. Pip pip cheerio. I should make fun of an English accent. I wish I had an English accent.
Don't these guys ever learn? Wouldn't want to be in your shoes.
Come on, bro. Shoot me. Did that count? Am I doing the right thing now? I don't understand what I'm supposed to... Let's just open strong boxes of any... defeat enemies with the slingshot or Muon shotgun attacks. What the fuck are those? Muon shotgun attacks. The hell's a Muon shotgun? Arc specialization. Those are things that I don't have because I'm not putting stuff into mastery. Takedown, upgrade, ranged. Oh, I feel like Muon shotgun's a primary. So that'd be repulsor, aerial assault, iron gauntlet, thruster, blah blah blah. Slingshot. Press Y while dodging to do a thing. Pulse Muon shotgun. Ooh, okay. I like that attack. I will pretend my ship's not sinking.
Alright, ground team's ready?
On
On my mark. Go, go, go!
Now is the party! Uh-oh! Not doing so hot!
Yeah, I need help. One thing, unlike Destiny, is like if you stand still for a little bit, your shield, your health is not coming back. That I feel like is stupid. I mean, if you're gonna give me things that are just like Destiny as far as everything else, why not have regenerative health? That should have given me some credit towards these. I have to defeat the enemy with it? Oh, come on. I'm never gonna finish these. You stole my kill, Thor. Fucker. You slay me, PC.
There is a chest with special resources close to your location.
Why? Why? I don't want to beat up the chest. I just want to open the chest.
Good work.
My
That's all of
good
them.
lord.
Moving in, Commander. Shield units will keep AIM busy in the other sectors. Let's go fight Taskmaster.
I'm having trouble locating him on my scanner.
Knowing him, look for the biggest, tallest building. He always loved attention.
What are the chances Taskmaster has already decrypted the data?
Knowing Fury's slim. If he has,
Why do I have
though,
to fight
it's
Taskmaster?
the time for more drastic measures. We can't let AIM get a hold of Fury's intel. That much is certain.
Oh, come on. Did she got the fucking... That's still... Maybe... Fuck. Ah!
His base will be heavily guarded. Expect a fight.
Someone keeping score here? Cause I gotta be winning.
It's all about winning, too, isn't it, Tony? Did that count? Yes, it did.
Hard time.
There is an elite AIM unit near you. Defeat them, and you may gain something useful.
Here we go. Let's do this.
Don't worry. Enough for me to go around.
Smash! 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 Die! Crush!
Nap time.
Oh, why did they get the
Got
fucking
some
kills?
not so friendlies.
Not fair. Not fair at all.
The alarm has been raised now. Multiple reinforcements incoming.
Thanks, Jarvis.
Oh, boo earns. Are you saying boo or boo earns? Cause I'm the king of... I feel like I'm gonna need like a swear jar to break
Please
that
hurry.
habit. Like every time I sing it on stream, I gotta put a nickel in a jar, a dollar in a jar
Aim
for
units
charity.
on.
There is a chest with gear close by.
Or maybe I'll just keep singing it and I'll just give to charity.
Party time!
There are no more.
Make it count!
God damn it!
Target practice time!
Ooh, gold chest. Fancy, fancy. And it had shit in it.
Head for the location I sent you.
I do not understand this fucking game. Why the fuck is this shit stupid?
Enemy spotted!
This is the song that never ends. Just goes on and on.
One of our shield allies nearby could use some help.
I'll go get her. As soon as I open this chest.
Oh, pal! This guy's not getting back up.
Blah 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 blah. Yeah. You need help here. Damn it!
Heads up, we got company!
Who sets up a door like that? It's the most convoluted door. Come. Go all the way to the back here. I already did, lady. I unlocked the door, I killed everybody outside.
Thanks, Avengers.
You gotta do
That did
something.
it. Theo, work your magic.
You're safe now.
Alright, let's do the thing. Wait. Is this another one of those, like, I don't have the big... No, it's not. Wait. This is just open the panel. Hope. Yay! You guys go work on those guys. I feel like I don't need all these resources, but they're here, and if I don't collect them, I feel guilty, like the game design
building
for
check.
a reason.
What did I tell you?
Ah, you always did like to hear yourself talk.
Ah, Taskmaster. Always butting into conversations you weren't invited to.
Ah, is that supposed to wound me?
It's go time.
Enemies engaged,
Mando
y'all.
bomb. Mando bomb.
I'm in trouble here. I'm fighting through some pain, folks.
Your eyes deceive you.
Let the heavens rain. Thanks. There they are.
One down.
Need more of a challenge, Maria?
What happened to you, Taskmaster? Too scared to fight me yourself?
I'm gonna have to fight Taskmaster.
Doesn't matter how many of my people you knock down. I've got plenty more.
I'm sure they'd love to hear that. Wonder if they keep fighting.
Men will fight as hard as you pay them to. Night-night, sweetheart.
Yes, I do, but
I'm beaming with pride.
Let's get inside.
Oh my god, there's more.
Everyone in. The main data center is on one of the lower floors. Jarvis, status report.
Right
I
away.
need to go to sleepy sleep. Must finish mission.
Commander, AIM has already started the decryption process.
Let's work fast then.
Already
Okay, the
was
process
working
is run through a
fast.
series of turbines. I'm sure Fury would come up with a more elegant solution, but we're out of time. We're just gonna smash everything.
Straight up destruction.
They know why we're here, so I expect heavy guard. Ignore them if you can, just destroy the turbines before they complete the decryption.
Running a scan on the data center.
On the
Got it.
data center.
Party time. I'd run if I were you. Well,
keep wanting to pull up a map. I know there isn't one. I feel like there should be one. I think it's super weird that there isn't one. Given how samey all these locations look.
There are 4 accelerator turbines in total. It won't be long before they have access to Fury's data.
Fury's data.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Destroy
another one of
those turbines.
these where... Oh, okay, this is not so bad.
Bye-bye.
The weather obeys me!
Good. 3 more.
Whoa. This is big.
The gods fight! Taking a lot of hits.
Uh-oh, Captain America's about to go down.
They are close to unlocking that data. They've been slowed, but not stopped completely.
Let's finish this.
Boy, did you choose the wrong side!
Cavalry's here.
Thanks. Only one more.
Is Taskmaster usually this quiet?
No, but I'm sure he's listening. Let's get this done.
Taking a lot of hits.
Cast out! Okay, let's talking or fighting. Bye-bye.
Oh man. This is too competitive. I am falling asleep.
You good now?
This has got to be my last mission for the evening.
Hey,
I will hopefully be much better equipped to stream tomorrow night.
ooh, is it getting hot in here?
Your prayers are answered.
This might hurt. That's something
Pretty crappy!
No, defeat Taskmaster.
Last one down. Jarvis, what's our status?
I'm afraid I have bad news.
Damn it! I got it.
The data was sent to an office downstairs.
Get that elevator open. We're going down. Hurry!
Oh, come on.
What's our plan, Commander?
I don't know. SHIELD needs that data to rebuild. Without it, we're starting from scratch. All of Fury's plans, his research.
Commander Taskmaster has begun uploading the data to AIM's servers.
How long do we have?
A few minutes at most.
That's a lot.
Hopefully it's enough.
I never properly thanked.
Look for a chest with gear nearby.
Weird
You haven't given up
dialogue
yet,
in the
Maria.
elevator.
Hardly. I'm not like you.
This isn't giving up. It's winning.
Is it?
SHIELD gave up on me.
Oh, struck a nerve, huh?
Doesn't matter. Soon there won't be anything left of Fury's pet project. Bye-bye.
Now you've done it.
Oh, fuck. I'm waiting for that to be... Oh. You need to be done.
Jarvis, can you get that door open?
Right away.
Oh, I just glitched right through it. I feel like I was not supposed to do what I just did. Or I was.
Watch your eyes, everyone!
Alright, I got this. I got this.
Nice job, everyone.
Finally, face to face.
Not for long. Take him down.
You can try. This is how we do it! Stand clear! Nighty-night, sweetheart! This guy's not getting back up.
Thank you.
Feeling pretty crappy!
You haven't given up yet, Maria.
Hardly. I'm not like you.
This isn't giving up. It's winning.
Is it?
S.H.I.E.L.D. gave up on me, remember?
Oh, struck a nerve, huh?
Doesn't matter. Soon there won't be anything left of that project.
Jarvis, can you get that door open?
Right away.
Enemy spotted! Do your worst, please! This guy's not getting back up.
Gonna burn you to...
I'm fighting through some pace, folks.
Thanks for having my back.
I owe you one.
Just the flesh
You
wound.
should have died on A-Day.
Watch your eyes, everyone! You should have died on this day.
Bite!
Firing! I'm in some trouble here! Go, go!
You are a true friend.
You're just free!
I'm in trouble.
Caps out! Box him in, people!
Patient has arrived.
Thanks for the assist.
This may shock you.
I'm fighting through some pain, folks.
You are delivered.
Uh-oh! Not doing so hot! Caps out!
Thank you kindly.
Ooh, is it getting hot in here? Who you gonna call? Hulkbuster! That's out! Piece of cake or pie. Pie is good.
You're still too late.
Upload initiated.
Luckily, I can improvise.
No!
You backed the wrong side, Masters. Hope the paycheck was worth it. Send a message to AIM. With love from S.H.I.E.L.D.
I'd run if I were you. Well, I hope run.
Thanks for your help, Avengers. We didn't recover Fury's data, but we stopped AIM from using it against us.
What now, Commander?
We built a strong foundation, so we keep going. We make new plans. We rebuild. S.H.I.E.L.D. is back, and we're not going anywhere.
you.